Hi, this is a video for club and high school players and parents who are learning how to read and analyze the game, want to improve their real-time knowledge and understand what teams are doing. You know, when you go and watch another good club team or a college or a pro match, trying to understand what the teams are trying to accomplish relative to each other, some different things to look for. Uh, First, I did a video about formations and shape and just some different ways teams might set up, and understanding that shapes change during the game. For example, if a team is playing a back three, they might be playing a back three, that'll look like a back three in possession, but if they have to drop and defend, then it might effectively turn into a back five. Okay, so just a very short, oversimplified example of how shapes change depending on whether you have the ball or not. But what I wanted to talk about mainly is different things you can look for relative to how the game is going, the strength of each team. If the teams are very evenly matched and neither is able to gain a clear edge in possession, or maybe you've got two teams that aren't really thinking about possessing, they're just trying to go, and just attack as quickly as possible, you can get what I would call a 50-50 midfield or middle third battle. Coaches often divide the field into thirds. If we're talking about yellow attacking the top of the board, this is their defensive third, this is the middle third, and this is their attacking third, or what we might call the final third. But if the teams are very evenly matched and they're having trouble keeping the ball and breaking each other down, the ball might be in the middle third the entire time. If both teams are keeping a good defensive line, if the teams are being impatient and trying a lot of through balls, and then it goes back to the keeper and we go again, he punts it, it gets trapped in the middle third again, that might be a sign that the teams are very evenly matched, or that they're just not, that neither is great at possessing the ball and breaking the other team down. Let's talk about a situation, though, in which yellow is better at keeping the ball than red, and is going to be your possession dominant team. Think of classic Barcelona against a lower La Liga team. Think of Manchester City and Liverpool against a bottom Premier League team, where yellow is able to keep the ball and keep it really well. Going into that situation, red might say, you know what, we're not going to chase them all over the field. And here's why. Remember that soccer or football is a game about manipulating space and manipulating the other team to open up the vital space in front of their goal to create chances, okay? So with that, the defending team wants to condense and protect that vital space in front of the goal. And most of the time, teams will do that by organizing in two lines of four. If they're in a four-back system, they'll organize in two banks of four, man mark, sometimes zonal mark, pass players back and forth. But the goal is to condense this space, protect this space, and then let the better possessing team have the ball back here. They're not worried about defending that. So this is what we would call, this is probably a low block. If they were to set up like this a little bit higher, that would be a middle block. Don't want to get into blocks too much, but just to give you an understanding of, okay, so here red knows that yellow is better, or yellow has just worked the ball and dropped them back, pushed them back, And so now red is going to have to really protect this space. So if you watch it, if you come up to a game and yellow, the attacking team, the possessing team, is able to keep the ball and really do a good job of cycling it back and forth, just bouncing it around, the defending team will naturally fall back into a deeper shape that's protecting this vital space in front of the box, okay? And then yellow is going to be trying to break them down either by finding the ball to feed in pockets and then quick combinations, or by getting the ball around their back line and to serve crosses in. Often, if they are able to do that, it's by having the wingbacks overlap and then playing the wingbacks through, and the wingbacks cross the ball. Liverpool are fantastic at that with their wingbacks. So that is a sign, though, that yellow is better than red if red is bunkered in, and red gets something out of it too, because again, game of space. And some teams, for example, I think Atletico Madrid and their manager, other teams, and tactically it's probably the right call. If your team is outclassed by a team that's that good at possessing the ball, then because it's a game of space, you're going to say, you know what, we are going to drop into a middle or a low block. We're going to invite you up, let you possess the ball higher up the field. Why? Because now we're going to open up this space on your half, and we're going to open up all this space. And now if we've got one or two really fast attackers up top, then if we are able to turn you over and win the ball and find a quick pass, then we've got all this space with our fast attackers against your one or two center backs who, maybe they're fast, maybe they're not. Maybe one is big and one is fast. You don't know. It just depends on the personnel. But you can be assured that red striker, or certainly their secondary striker, Cam, one of those guys is going to have some pace and skill to be very dangerous if you give him that much space. So it's a cat and mouse game of one team having the ball and one team defending and countering. And those are the two distinct styles that you would see if one team is clearly better than the other, okay? Then one team is going to be trying to break down the block, and the blocking team is going to be trying to counter. And so that is something that as a parent, as a player, as a coach, you need to be clear or want clarity for your team as far as what our goals are, and going into the match and reading the match. Are we better and able to possess the ball on this team, or are we the team that's going to only have 40 or 30%, 20% sometimes possession against a good team? And do we need to try to block, defend, invite them up, and then counter, okay? So that is something that you're looking to read as far as how is this game playing out, and are we the team that is having the ball or not having the ball? And if we are having the ball, are we doing a good job of being patient and not forcing it into the block? And if we are not having the ball, are we looking to aggressively get forward when we are able to get those rare bits of possession? Are we able to get out and try to exploit the space that we've opened up? Now, one additional cue that you can look for as far as what a team's goals are is how high up the field they will press or set, okay? So in this situation, let's say that, we've got that 50-50 midfield battle, and it's here, and red, let's say that red tries a through ball to the striker, and it goes too far, and the keeper is able to pick it up, okay? Now, from there, I think first, actually, you could read and see what yellow does, okay? At that point, do they all get up and in for the keeper to punt it, okay? Which maybe indicates that yellow is not comfortable playing out of the back. which would be a cue that maybe yellow's not as comfortable in possession as it would like to be. And so they want to punt, or maybe they're situationally it can change. Maybe they're protecting the lead late. They don't want to take any chances in the back. They're going to punt. But punting is often a sign that, okay, we don't want to play with it in our defensive third, so we're going to get it up the field and take our chances. So that would be a cue that maybe yellow is not a super possession team that's comfortable in the back. If on the other hand, as the ball's rolling to the keeper, yellow drops back and opens up like this, to where now they're shaped big, they're opening up, and the keeper's looking to play out, and they're looking to play and knock it around the back, then that's a sign that yellow is a possession team. Now, then how does red deal with that? Well, if the keeper plays out here to one of the center backs, and red immediately gets excited, press, and they get their line up, and they're coming all the way up to near midfield, then that's a sign that red wants the ball back, that red is wanting to press. Again, situationally, maybe they have to, but what's that doing for red? Well, it's opening up the space behind them. So maybe red feels like they're a better possession team. They want to press. They want to win the ball higher up the pitch. Maybe they don't respect yellow's ability to beat them in behind. But pressing is a sign the team wants the ball. Whereas if yellow plays out here and red says drop, and they organize here, and they drop and they organize maybe middle block here, okay, and they let them play out, and maybe we get a little bit of pressure over here. But if red is going to middle block this, and be comfortable with yellow having the ball, well, then that indicates that red is willing not to be the possession team at that time and to let yellow have possession. Maybe they respect yellow's ability, or maybe situationally, they're up 2-0 with 15 to go. They're up 1-0 with 5 or 10 to go. And so red's not going to press and open up that space. So you're looking for how the teams get up and down the field, whether they're playing out, whether they're punting, different cues you're looking for as far as what the team's goals are. Are they trying to possess the ball, or are they content to sit back and defend? So that's just a few things you can look for as far as what a team's goals are, what their objectives are. Are they trying to keep the ball and maximize their space and get high up the pitch, or are they trying to bunker, to block, and then counterattack? Those are some things you can look for. And then if they are playing out of the back, then maybe they want to be the possession team, whereas if they're punting, maybe they want to be the team that is willing to have those 50-50 midfield battles and not get any mistakes, not get beat easily. And so they're punting, they're getting compact, and they are respecting the other team's ability to have it on their half. So those are some things you can look for in reading the game, but understand that if there is a disparity in team strength, then what you're looking for is, okay, does the clearly better team understand that we can possess the ball and that we want to try to break them down and have the ball, because obviously they can't score if they don't have the ball? And then the inferior possession team, are they saying, okay, you know what, we're not as good at possessing, but we can defend, we can hurt you on the counter? So are they recognizing that and blocking, defending the vital space in their half and final third, versus trying to chase the ball over the pitch and opening up gaps they don't need to? Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.